Hello, I'm Lisa Jones,
And I'm Golden Duffy.
and we're the Real Onez. Hey guys, how's it going today? We are just starting our show. We're going to go live on Facebook, and
here we go. Happy Monday.
Happy Monday.
We are needing this show to up our vibe today. That's what we're using the show for, is to get ourselves in a good place and to shift everyone else if you're not feeling good today, because today has kind of been an interesting day and we both have been feeling a little heavy. So
yeah, I think there's a collective consciousness out there right now that's really bringing the vibe down. So we are here to shift that energy.
Yeah, we're here for you. That's what we're here for, right?
That's right. Absolutely.
All right.
Okay, so we are almost live on Facebook.
It really should just be very much easier, shouldn't it?
I would think so. You'd think that you wouldn't have to go through all of this trouble to go live on Facebook. But then again, we should be grateful that we can go and be doing video streaming, period.
No, this is like so Jetsons, when you watch.
That's right. We are, yeah, this is so Jetsons. Hey guys, I think we are live on Facebook. Aloha.
Everybody.
That's right.
1,025 members. That is so exciting.
Whoop, whoop. Yeah, we had our invite buttons were broken for a while.
Yep, we got those back yesterday. So hello.
Hello. If you start seeing invites from us, or, I guess you're already invited. You're already in if you...
Yeah, it's the people that aren't coming in that are the problem.
That's right. Well, and we can ask people to invite your friends that you think would enjoy the Real Onez. I mean, this is all about creating a community of like-minded thinking, and we want you to invite your friends here because we really want to create this community to help one another.
Hear what you guys are experiencing and what you want to share, and be able to chime in on what's going on and help people to shift in different ways. So I would love to see more of that in the community, because that's what we're here for. We don't want to feel like we're on an island by ourselves,
That's right. Absolutely.
We have a collective energy that is awakening together, and you have no idea how you affect other people in your expansion and growth when you start to share it. We saw it in another group that I was running, and it was amazing, like what people were benefiting from just from other people sharing what they were going through. So we're all going through.
Well, that's it. So, and we want to invite you to do that. I mean, if you're going through something, you don't have to give specific details, but you can go, explain kind of the scenario, and we're here to help. Not only us, but everybody else in the community here is to support one another and to bring our minds together and to uphold one another. So
absolutely. And if you are interested in a deeper connection, we have our Hawaii retreat coming up. So excited in July.
Oh my gosh. Yes.
I have to say, flights are super, super low right now. So it's a really good time to buy. In fact, next week.
Woohoo! Yeah.
Michael Duffy for surprising me and my little ones. Oh, I wonder if Jade's watching, because I didn't tell her yet. But yeah, we're taking it was just kind of like a last minute thing that we decided to do. My daughter had a week off from dance, and we looked at the Hawaii. We're actually looking for July, to book for July, and he saw what they were right now, and he's like, it would be dumb not to do this,
Yeah. I mean, right now it's, what is it, like 200?
It was less than 200 a person. So for like $1,200, we got all 4 of our plane tickets and a car for a week.
Wow, that's fantastic.
Unheard of. So we're
and so it's so exciting because you're going to be here, so we're going to be able to ramp up the energy for the retreat in July, and really call in, all of that's going to unfold. And it's fantastic.
If you're feeling called to this, I mean, if you even just keep feeling this like tug towards it, just put down a deposit. I mean, we put a $77 deposit at this point, and we're going to have payment plans available too as soon as we get our website updated, because there's a reason why you're being called, and you will never miss the money. It's like we've talked about this before. It's like we think we're going to regret these things that we do because we're like, oh, I'm scared to spend the money. And it's like, you're never going to regret doing stuff. You're not even going to miss that money. That's what happens.
No.
you're putting yourself in faith and trust, and you're putting your best foot forward as far as living your life to the fullest. And this trip will be life transforming. I have no doubt in my mind. And I am
Absolutely. Well, and it's all about experience. I mean, I feel like I'm almost the cautionary tale of somebody that has all the money and has like, all of this. And yet, if you don't put the money down for an experience, it doesn't do you any good. It's just sitting in the bank, or it's just, or it's sitting out there waiting to be brought into your life. If you don't have money in the bank, it's ready to be manifested, but you have to say yes before it will appear. For many people, that's the way it works for them. And so, even, and this happened to me, I did a shaman retreat last September, I think, and I had gone to coffee with the organizer, and I didn't even know what he did. I just had seen him on the dance floor, and we were friends. We had been to a few different parties together, so we were just like, hey, let's just have coffee one day. And then as we're sitting there, he's like, oh yeah, I'm doing a retreat next week, and somebody just dropped out. And I said, oh, well, tell me about it. And he told me, and I think it was $3,333. And I'm just like, I'm in, and
no
sure. Yeah, no hesitation. And, of course, money flowed in from somewhere. As Goldyn calls me, I'm even Steven. No matter what I spend, it always like shows up in the universe. So I'm never without lack. And that can be your experience too, but you got to like clear the energy to be able to start receiving that way.
Well, and it was really interesting because we had been talking about this for a couple of days, and I was going back and forth with you, and Michael was going back and forth with you. And then at one point he was kind of giving me all the reasons why we couldn't. And he's like, well, Shaylin has dance, and then we've got this improv class that we're starting this week. And I'm like, all of those things can be, and it turned out Shaylin doesn't have dance. So that was a big yes to us.
Right.
Like,
yeah.
Dance, which is like unheard of. We don't usually have a week off from dance. So the improv class, I'm like, we can just, and I'm thinking we might have more people join because there was a couple of people that couldn't come one week. So I'm hoping it was that week. So it just all works out. But I watched him kind of trying to talk himself out of it. And that's what the mind does, because the mind is thinking about all the reasons why you shouldn't be able to do something that's going to expand and grow your experience, because the mind likes to keep us safe. So,
right.
So it was kind of cool to watch him come through that. And then, he bought the tickets and didn't tell us until last night. So for a whole day and a half, he knew that we were going.
Oh my gosh.
Lisa says you should buy the tickets and then everything will just line up. And he probably already bought them at that point. Like,
I just want to announce that Jade is saying, I am watching you brats.
I know. I want you to come.
Oh my.
Just come.
Yeah, book your flights. It's cheap. It's a cheap time.
We will house you. You can pitch a tent in Lisa's.
Yeah, exactly. We're just going to stack people up here at my house. Plenty of room. Go to the beach.
Break up the flight because it's far from Connecticut.
There you go.
Last time I went to Hawaii, it was 12 hours away. So this time it's like, oh, we're just going to be there.
Yeah, it's only like 5-6 hours. So and I know I used to think that was so far, and now it's like, oh, well, like it's just, you get on the plane, listen to a good book or some music or meditate, and boom, you're here.
So I want to kind of speak to this Hawaii thing because, for the past, 3 years, we've been talking about me going and visiting you. And I don't really like to do things without my family. I especially don't like to do things without my husband. So it's kind of been one of those things where it just didn't line up. And I always take his lead on stuff too, because he's also very intuitive, and he's the one working that he has the job that needs the attention all the time and stuff. So I've been very patient, and that's what a lot of times people trying to manifest stuff, they miss that mark of not even just patience, but really just relaxing into the flow and believing. And I think that my desire has been so strong to go there that now I'm going to go twice this year. Maybe just twice, maybe more. I don't know. So I think it's interesting that all of a sudden this thing just popped up, and I had really, and also knowing that we were going to do the retreat together also made me let it go even more. So it's like, now it's like I'm in the flow of all of it, and boom, here we are looking at a trip.
Well, that's what, we were talking about this before we went live, that many times I think people are so stuck on their desires that they kind of forget, and maybe you can help guide me.
I literally put my phone on do not disturb.
Oh, somebody just called you?
Yeah. Oh, you didn't hear it? Oh, this is good.
No, nothing. I didn't hear anything.
Where did you go?
Oh, I'm still here.
Can you see me? Oh my.
Yes, I can see you.
Zoom is asking me to write a review right now.
Well, don't do that.
I get back to you.
Can you, at the bottom, there's like a little blue square with a camera in it. If you click on that, did you see it?
I got it.
You're good?
I'm good.
Okay.
Okay.
We're back. I remember where we were. So my point is like sometimes we get so caught up in wanting, it's the wanting, the desire, right? You wanting to come to Maui, and yet it wasn't happening. But when you let go, that's when it came rushing in. And for so many, that's when I met both my first and second husband. Both times I had totally let go. I moved to California when I was 22, just out of college. And I'm like, I am done dating. I'm not looking. I just want to focus on my career. And then boom, in walks Ian. And in my mind was this, oh my God, now there's a guy I could marry. And I'm like, wait, who said that? What's happening? Like, no, I had totally let it go. It was not even like, I didn't want it, and then it came. Yeah. And then the same with my second husband, it was 2 months after my husband died, and I'm not looking. I'm just out for the first time with my friend. And she's like, oh, here's the new golf pro. Do you want to meet him? And the minute we saw each other, there was just this instant, now there's a guy I could marry. And I'm like, I wasn't ready for that. And yet, boom, it was perfect. And so letting go, it's like, I guess it's the planting the seeds, but then letting it do its thing, because we're out there digging up the seed every day and saying, are you growing yet?
I think this is a huge disconnect for a lot of people. It's also the notion of, just kind of sitting around and waiting for something to happen. When we're doing that, we're not putting out the energy of expectation or knowing things are working out. We're really just in this waiting, like, oh, when is this going to happen? It's lackful energy. So it's always about your feelings. It's always about your feelings underneath. And I've had conversations recently with a few people about, I'm really positive. I'm in expectation. I'm really excited. And then it doesn't happen. And I get depressed. And it's like, well, then you really weren't happy, were you? Because if you're really happy and in alignment with your happiness and your joy and your faith and your trust, you don't need anything to happen. Mm-hmm. You don't need anything to happen. You're like just in positive expectation. You're going with the flow of life. You're trusting that things are always working out for you. So, and you're trusting in the timing of things. But if you're sitting around waiting, I always tell people being in action sometimes, like doing something towards your dream, whether it's, going on the computer and researching or looking at jobs or looking at houses or whatever it is that you want to manifest, there's something to that. Because there's energy conduction involved in that. If you want to like go quantum speak, there's energy conduction and we need some of that. But if we're doing it from desperation and lack, it's the wrong energy. It's not going to fuel the engines. It's going to actually slow things down. You'll still manifest. You just slow it down a little bit.
Well, and I'm curious about that, especially when it comes to finding a partner, because I feel like sometimes if you're constantly like, if you're, on the dating apps or you're constantly in that desire mode and searching, I feel like many times, at least for me, that's when things don't really work because you're in pursuit. So you're in that pursuit energy.
What's the energy underneath it? It's chasing. You're chasing desperation. Right. If you were to go on those dating sites and just have oh my God, I'm just going to go have fun with people. I actually saw a woman and that was her vibe. And her husband died like a year and a half ago. And she just went onto these dating sites to have fun. And boom, the very first guy that she met, she is like,
wow.
Seems like they've made a solid connection and their dates have been amazing. I've kind of been watching her journey. So I really think it matters in how you feel when you go on them and what you're conducting. Because obviously these dating sites work for a lot of people.
Yeah, obviously they do. And, but I do think there is, and of course now the blower is like coming right outside my window. Can you still hear me?
I can sort of hear it, but it doesn't drown you out. So don't worry.
Okay, good. I think I'm going to get like leaves.
If you've never been to Hawaii or California, leaf blowing is...
Yeah, it's like a national sport here or something.
No dust and everything everywhere. It's really clean. We're really clean, but I don't know. I think it's in the air all the time.
Yeah, exactly. Oh my gosh. anyway, I think, you know, for the people that are out there looking for their partner, a lot of times it just helps. I think the 2 times when I wasn't looking, I was really okay with me, you know, like I was just like, I was, especially when I was focused on my career. I'm like, that's what I'm just so focused on that, or so focused on getting outside of that pursuit energy, like you were talking about. So
Exactly. Yeah. It's all about the way you feel. And you said even that you have some things that have been falling away, just the social programming of needing
yeah,
to create this, you know, this perfect life that looks perfect to everybody else, with the partner and the house and the cars and the vacations and all of that. And it's like, what do you really want? You know, I
yeah,
think I
yeah,
definitely think there's some people in the Real Ones that could relate to this, because they've gotten to a stage in their life and they're like, it hasn't come. And it's like, well, then maybe it's time to just let it go. You know,
yeah. Well,
and
right. And
be
just
happy where you
really,
are.
right. Be happy where you are and really pursue the things that bring you joy. I mean, that's bottom line. And that's really what life is all about anyway. And these social programs, I feel like we've been Disneyfied, you know, about the Prince Charming and the, you know, who's going to come save us, or, you know, for the guys, like, oh, there's this Cinderella out there that's damsel in distress that they're going to come save or whatever. It's
Yeah.
just, it's all that social programming and just letting that go,
Yeah. Let it go.
which
It's
is,
not serving
which
you.
is happening right now with the social
Yes.
programming.
Yes. Yes.
And we feel like that's a lot of what this crazy wonky energy is happening.
I think we're blowing the lid off of being controlled. I really
Yeah.
think what this whole virus thing is about. I think this is what all the fear is about. I think that this is all coming to the surface because we can't change things or shift from things until we clear them. So it's like things have to get really bad before there's changes. And I think that, and I don't want to get political, but I think that our presidential situation is much about that, where it's got to get bad. We can't be okay anymore and create change. Things have to get really, really intense before the energy starts to clear. And I think this is a huge clearing that we're having right now with all these fears and things.
Yeah, I think so too. And again, it's about controlling people and wanting to force them into situations that aren't necessarily what's good for us. You know, it's more about the agenda.
It's taking away our power, and it's, you
Right.
know, I think it's their last ditch effort to keep us in victimhood. And
Yeah.
because of the internet and because we're able to speak now and speak our truth, more people are listening, more people are waking up. It's like they're losing the grip on that. So something has to be created to try to distract us and to create that fear.
Yeah.
I really think that's a huge thing. And the other day we were watching the news. We never watch the news, and Michael needed to watch it for the weather for work. And like within 10 to 15 minutes, I was like, is this what people are listening to? Like they were doing studies on trays of your airplane and on the headrests, and they were wiping them down and then testing them. And my thought was, we've never done this before, first of all. So now we're being so conscious of things that have never harmed us before. And like there's, you know, that whole discussion about the microbiome. So we're literally wiping all of our surfaces clean, constantly getting everything off of us. So our bodies, you know, our immune systems are gonna dip. And it's like, no, we don't want to do that. What we want to do is we want to keep our vibe high. Yes, wash your hands. Didn't everybody always?
I know. I saw a meme like, just to let you know, I was a hand washer before all of this started. Hello.
Back from being somewhere public, I wash. It's just a habit of mine.
Right.
It's
just good general hygiene. Hello.
Yeah. So, you know, as far as like shaking hands and not hugging people and all of that stuff, I mean, I understand, but
Well, but it's fearful. And I went to an event last night. It was a fundraiser for the Ram Dass foundation that they're starting here in Maui. And it was really fun. It was a small group of 25 people, but I came in, and again, this is not on my mind because I'm not fearful at all. But, you know, I come in and I go to hug somebody, and she pulls up her spray and she's like, oh, she's like, no hugging, you know? And I'm like, oh dear, like, okay. But, you know,
probably somebody who is watching the news.
Oh yes, exactly.
And it was funny because it was interesting because I realized how long it's been since I've actually watched the news, and like what it was making me feel. It was making me feel frustrated, honestly, that people are being subjected to this 24/7. So if you're watching the news all the time, you have no hope. You're the one buying the toilet paper and the water.
Yeah. No, it's truly, and people are like saying, like somebody's like, oh, I'm afraid, I don't know if I want to do this trip, it's in California, and someone's like, well, drive there. Well, hello, statistically, your chances of getting in a car accident and dying that way are greater than getting this virus. So it's the flu, people. It's the flu.
And this is okay. So I have two things to say. One is, why isn't there anyone on social media reporting that they had it?
Right.
Any of that? I haven't seen any of that. There's the people that have had it that are going to tell us it's okay, I survived.
Yeah.
Why isn't anybody doing that? And the second thing is, and people aren't going to be happy to hear this, but what you resist persists. So if you're afraid of it, if you're avoiding things, if you're keeping yourself in your house, I'm sorry, but you're going to bring it right into your experience, because by trying to avoid things, we actually include them. So if you're sitting there, I don't want to get sick, I don't want to get sick, I don't want to get sick, guess what your focus is?
Sickness. Well, and I love that it's the universe doesn't hear nots or no's. It's like children jumping on a bed. If you say don't jump on the bed, the child only hears jump on the bed, jump on the bed. So the same with the universe. I don't want to get sick. I don't want to get sick. Right. It's I'm going to be sick. I'm going to get sick. And so it's just insanity to me.
Yeah. But you know what I'm finding too, and it's probably because of what I believe and the people that are around me, there's a lot of joking going on. There's a lot of people that are not afraid. I actually have not really had anyone in my experience who's been super afraid. There's been a couple of people on Facebook, but as far as like my inner circle, people are just like.
Well, and the problem though is that this is basically crashing the markets, and people are like stopping work from happening.
Causing the problem.
Yeah, we're the ones, right?
Not the virus that's causing the problem. We're causing the problem.
Right.
It's madness. So my intention and my prayer and the energy that I'm putting towards it is just that it just ends. We're over it. Like, just end it.
Exactly.
And it is on the back of a Lysol can. So it's super low vibration. If you're a happy, healthy, thriving person who's not living in a lot of fear, you are not going to get this. So
yeah, exactly. Okay, good. I see Jenna Moore said, I was checking the news way too much today. I'm not going to do that tomorrow. Yay, Jenna. Stop watching the news, period.
Yes.
And then she says, I love my smartphone, but sometimes keeping it a few feet away can be a good idea. Yeah. Put your phone away.
And if it wasn't for Facebook, I wouldn't even know about this stupid.
Yeah. No kidding. Right. No, I wouldn't know about it either because I don't watch the news. So anyway, I just see funny memes for the most part.
Let's just get awake and let's just stop giving in to the fear and let's wake
up. Oh, and that's what I wanted to say. Hello. The fear comes from death. Like, people are afraid they're going to die from this coronavirus, right? I mean, that's the bottom line.
This is they're going to die prematurely. They're going to die before they were supposed to. That doesn't make any sense.
Yeah. No, that is, I mean, so if you're not afraid of death, then there's nothing to worry about. I mean, that's the other part of it. And it's, so I want to encourage people that if you are afraid of death and you're making choices out of fear of death, listen to my podcast, Exploring Death, to find out that, there's nothing to be afraid of. And if anything, here is the problem. Like, it's scary to live here on this earth is what is scary.
I was thinking that today when I was thinking, just like feeling the heavy energy and just kind of doing my errands and stuff. And I was thinking, being a human being is not for the weak. And we're being given opportunities all the time to find this strength and power. And when we find the strength and power and we understand universal law, life becomes a lot easier. It becomes much more of a flow.
And much more fun. I mean, that's the thing. Oh my gosh, I just got chills as I said that, because when you are tapped in to the universal flow, I mean, you're not going to die before it's your time. No, exactly. And it's just fun to learn to create and to have fun and to connect with others and go to these. have these high vibration conversations and to help ease the transition of different experiences. And that's what we wanted to say too about this group. Guys, feel free to post what's going on in your lives. We are all here. We're like-minded people to help support one another and to help each other through hard times in the least, uncomfortable way possible, and we've got some
interested in picking things apart.
Yeah, but helping people, shift energies and help them glide through life rather than get stuck and unfulfilled.
Yeah, and feel like I got a message recently from someone where kind of everything was going to hell, and she was just feeling like life was just really hard, and she felt like she was losing everything. And my response to her is that this is the time of major transition and major awakening. When you lose everything, like your faith and trust gets built exponentially. So I told her, I'm like, just hang on, like it's gonna be okay. And you're going to look back a year from now and you're not even going to recognize your life, because it was time. It was time for you to get out of those low vibration relationships and things that were really holding you down, and to step into the power of who you are. So that's what we're interested in. We're interested in bringing people along on this because, not to say by any means that we are perfect, but we are, we're sharing the rawness and the realness of life and what we're experiencing. And we've definitely gotten into more of a flow that feels easier and more joyful. And we often feel very blissful, both of us. Mm-hmm. And we know we have divine energy just running through us, and we're channeling those messages to you guys. And we love that. That.
It's so much. Life, it really does become super fun when you start channeling this divine wisdom and living your life from that place rather than this earthly bound drudgery that can really happen here. So it's super exciting.
We want to set you free.
Set you free.
Set you free.
Awesome. Anything else?
I don't know. Keep inviting people. It's so cool to watch this group grow. It gets me.
Oh yeah. I'm not.
YouTube. We're also on podcasts now.
Yeah, we'll put the links up for those. And I think that's it for now, right?
Yeah, I think so. I think unless somebody has a question, we're gonna roll. Did you notice?
Okay. No, I haven't. Jenna says, I love your channeled messages. So yeah, we're gonna keep those coming. And that's another thing we're gonna do at the retreat is teach people to start channeling their own divine wisdom, because that's really, to me, the key to living your best life is to tap in,
where you no longer feel confusion, but you feel the clarity, and your intuition is much stronger. Like we always have intuition. It's always that little voice in the back of our head that tells us to do something. We usually ignore it. So we're going to help turn the volume up of your intuition so you can listen and follow, because that's where the real fun is.
Yeah.
Miracles happen. That's when your husband buys you a trip to Maui.
Woo! Exactly.
That's when intuition.
That's right. Awesome. Okay. Yep. I don't see any questions coming in. So we're going to sign off here, and we'll talk to you later.
All right. We love you all. Peace.
Love ya. Peace, peace. Okay, that was the end of our Facebook Live, and we're just going to wrap it up here on the podcast and on YouTube with pulling a few cards. How about that?
Yes, I love our cards.
Yes.
We have our own deck of cards, and we are working on getting those out to the people.
Exactly. Okay.
As soon as we get them designed and printed, we're going to share them.
Oh my gosh, this is fun. All right, so the first card was clarity. And
perfect.
What are you getting on that?
That's the blockage card, right? Well, I was just talking about confusion.
Yes, exactly. So yeah, that's pretty much, your clarity is blocked when you're in that confused state, and you're just not there. So
a lot of people's clarity is blocked right now. Like they can't see past what they're being told,
Yeah.
That's confusion. That's chaos. That's what's
right.
happening.
Yeah. And not following our own intuition, and really, we're looking to these leaders, which, hello, who are these leaders? What are they? What good are they doing for us?
They want us to be sheep, and they want us to
yes.
follow. The only way they can making us scared.
So the action card, I love it, is peace. You know, it's really finding that peace within you. And oh my gosh, my whole body is just chilling. I am just, it's finding that peace, people. I mean, if you don't find peace, you're just being run around. Like, I mean, they're showing me like a hamster on a wheel. You know, we're just like running and not getting anywhere because there's nowhere to go except to go find that peace within yourself.
Yeah. So I would say, you know, we'll chime in for meditation here. We've got guided meditations to help you guys. If you need a little help, if your mind is too much of a monkey right now, we've got that to offer you. And like just sitting and breathing and going within is going to connect you to divine energy, which is going to raise your vibration, which is going to keep you out of fear and keep you healthy as well.
Yeah. I mean, that's just amazing. And then I love this. These kind of popped out together. So it was leap and manifest and leap. And I feel like those were meant to be together as the outcome, because when you find that peace within you, that's when you're able to make that quantum leap. And that's when you start manifesting. And that's when the gold starts to open up in your life, because you're actually tuned into yourself, because you're tapping into that inner peace. And that's when you can start bringing into the manifestation, the reality in this earthly world of your desires, hopes, Absolutely. And dreams.
And it's exactly what we talked about on the show today, that allowing energy, that peace-filled energy where you're not trying to make things happen desperately, but you're letting go and you're allowing the manifestations to take place, but also having some quantum leaps because you feel so good, you feel so peaceful, and you've got faith at your side. So you're like, I'm just going to leap and I know that it's going to be great.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. I love that so much. So good. So good. All right. Well, I think that's
our YouTube family and our podcast family now. We've got
yes. I know. We love reaching out to you on all these different platforms. And so please subscribe both to our YouTube channel and to the podcast, and leave us reviews or comments. And you can always reach us at goldynandlisa@gmail.com. That's GoldynAndLisa@gmail.com.
And our website, did you say our website?
Nope. The Real Onez.
Real Onez with a Z.com.
So excellent. Reach out and
sign up for our newsletter and all the exciting things we have going on there.
Absolutely. All right. That'll wrap it up for today. We will see you on another broadcast soon.
All right. Peace.